Alright guys, this is my next to last video. I'm actually going to do all of the series and sequence problems, but I'm actually going to make another video on problems that I did not put on the review. And so make sure you watch that one as well. But this is actually 31 through 35 on the tutoring review. So the first one asked, and that's dealing with this problem here, is basically, is that a geometric sequence? And the way we know it's a geometric sequence is, are we multiplying by the same term each time? And on this problem, we are multiplying by 4 each time to get to the next term. So because of that, it is a geometric sequence. If we are not multiplying by the same number each time, then it is not a geometric sequence. So for number 31, you would say yes, because we're multiplying by the 4 each time. Now notice on 32, it says, what is the common ratio of the problem above? So it's asking, what is the common ratio of this problem? Well, the common ratio is whatever you're multiplying by. So then you would say R is 4, or you could say the common ratio is 4. So for 32, it'd be 4. Now in 33, we're looking at 2, 6, 18, 54, and it's asking for the explicit formula. So what I want you to understand is, for the explicit formula, you're using this formula, and all you're doing is plugging in the A1 and the R and keeping the in there. So what I mean by that is, we're going to leave the A in there. A1 is the first term, which is 2. And I always put the R in parentheses. Remember, R is what are you multiplying by each time to get to the next term, and in this case it's 3. And then we just leave the n minus 1. So when they ask for the explicit formula, you're just plugging in the A1 and the R and leaving everything else the way it is. All right, and then let's see, we got 2 more. All right, now this one asks for the 8th term. Now, because they're asking for a specific term, we're using the A formula. So we're using that, excuse me, we're using that formula that we just used earlier. And so we're looking for the 8th term, which means n would be 8. So we're just going to plug it in. A1 is negative 1/3. The common ratio is 3, because we're multiplying by 3 each time. So 3. And then we're just going to do 8 minus 1. And then you plug that into the calculator, and if I'm not mistaken, wait a minute. Yeah, I think it's negative 729. Let me check real quick. Yes, negative 729. All right, and then the last, it says evaluate the series. Now notice what it says. It says evaluate the series. If you see the word series, that means you're going to use the S formula. So we're using this longer formula. Oops. And where people are going to mess up here is actually the R. Because if you look at this problem, the R again is what we're multiplying by each time to get to the next term. And so if you ask what the common ratio is, some people would mistakenly say 2, but it's not 2, it's negative 2. Because to get to negative 3 to 6, I'd have to multiply by negative 2. To get from 6 to negative 12, I'd have to multiply by negative 2. Now some people recognize that, but when they plug it in incorrectly. So let's actually plug it in. A1 is negative 3, because remember that's your first term. Now, we just said my common ratio is 2. Where people mess up is they write 2 here. Well, we're not subtracting 2. We're subtracting negative 2. So we need to put subtraction, and then R is negative 2. So make sure if the R is negative, go ahead and put it in parentheses and make sure you are subtracting that negative. And then, let's see, we're looking, oh, interesting. I did not put the n value in this problem, so we're going to make it up. We're going to let n be 7. Okay, sorry about that. So we'd raise that to the 7th power. And again, they would give you the n value on the question on the test. I just forgot to put it there. And then 1 minus negative 2. So we're going to plug that in. I still haven't done that yet, so I'm going to do that real quick. and you get negative 129. All right, guys, I hope that helps. I will say on the test there are 5 questions over sequences and series, and I'm hoping those will be easy questions for you to get, so please make sure you understand them.